Introduction.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, students. Please sit down. Children, today we will start a new lesson, Algebraic Expressions. You will know how algebraic expressions are formed, how they can be combined, how we can find their values, and how they can be used. So let us start a lesson.
Objectives.
At the end of this lesson, you will be able to define variable and constant, explain the formation of algebraic expressions, identify factors and coefficients of a term, discuss addition and subtraction of algebraic expressions, find the value of an expression. Expressions that contain variables and constants are called algebraic expressions. The letters such as x, y, l, m, and so on are used to denote variables. So a variable can take various values and its value is not fixed. On the other hand, a value that does not change is a constant. So in an equation 7x squared plus 5xy plus 8, x and y are the variables and 8 is a constant. Algebraic expressions are formed by combining variables and constants with the help of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Let us see how the algebraic expression 6x plus 9 is formed. It's really simple. First multiply variable x with constant 6, then add a constant 9 to the product. Similarly, 14y minus 30 is obtained by first multiplying y by 14 and then subtracting 30 from the product. So, children, you see these expressions were obtained by combining variables with constants. You can also obtain expressions by combining variables with themselves or with other variables. Now we will discuss what terms of an expressions and their factors are. Consider the expression 9x plus 4. In forming this expression, we first formed 9x separately as a product of 9 and x and then added 4 to it. So, you have seen these expressions have parts which are formed separately and then added. We call these parts as terms. That means terms are added to form expressions. How many terms are there in 5x plus 3y? That's right, it has 2 terms. A term is a product of its factors. But what are these factors? Look at this term. We say that 3, x, and y are the factors of the term 3xy. Do you know we can also represent 5xy plus 10 by a tree diagram? See, the dotted lines are used here for factors and continuous lines for terms. Remember, the factors cannot be further factorized. The numerical factor of a variable term is called its coefficient. See in the term 5xy, 5 is the coefficient of the whole term. Let us take this expression 12x squared plus 4xy plus 4y squared. It has 3 terms and 12, 4, 4 are the coefficients of the terms. When terms have the same algebraic factors, they are called like terms, and when terms have different algebraic factors, they are called unlike terms. Let us see an example. We have an expression 4xy minus 5x plus 3xy plus 2. Now, look at the terms 4xy and 3xy. The factors of 4xy are 4, x, and y. Likewise, the factors of 3xy are 3, x, and y. So both the terms have same algebraic factors, which means 4xy and 3xy are like terms. On the other hand, the terms 4xy and minus 5x have different algebraic factors. So, they are unlike terms. Children, see this algebraic expression. It has only one term. This type of algebraic expression is called mononomial. Now, is 5m plus 2 a mononomial? No, it has two terms. This type of algebraic expression is called binomial. The expression 6a plus 4b minus 2c is not a binomial because it has three terms, right? So this type of algebraic expression is called trinomial. Remember, all algebraic expressions that have one or more than one terms are called polynomials. Therefore, mononomials, binomials and trinomials are all polynomials. We can only add or subtract like terms. But why is it so? Think of it like this. On a table, we have 3 pencils and 2 books. We cannot add the 3 pencils to the 2 books because they are not the same kind of objects. Now, if we get another 3 pencils and 5 books, altogether, we now have 6 pencils and 7 books. Now again, we can't combine these objects since they are different. However, if we remove 1 pencil from 6 pencils, then we are left with 5 pencils, but still we have the 7 books. So you can't say it's quite similar with algebra. We can only add or subtract only similar objects. We have two algebraic expressions, 5x plus 4 and 3x plus 7. Let us find their sum. Identify like terms here, then add them. So, 5x and 3x are like terms, and so are 4 and 7. Further, adding 5x and 3x, the sum is 8x. Adding 4 and 7 is equal to 11. Therefore, the sum is 8x plus 11. Now, the question is to subtract 4ab plus 10b minus 16a from 30ab plus 12b plus 14a. We have to use the same criteria as we have used for the addition. Bring the like terms together, taking into consideration the sign of the terms. So on rearranging, we get 26ab plus 2b plus 30a. See this square? It has an area equal to L square. If the value of L is equal to 4 centimeters, then what would be the area of this square? That's right, it would be 16 centimeters square. So children, there are a number of situations in which we need to find the value of an expression. Consider the expression 4x minus 5. If the value of x is equal to 4, then the given algebraic expression is equal to 4 into 4 minus 5, which is equal to 16 minus 5, that is 11. Similarly, if m is equal to minus 2, then value of the expression m square minus 2 will be equal to 2. Let us check your knowledge. Drag and drop the correct option into its respective place. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. Expressions that contain variables and constants are called algebraic expressions. Algebraic expressions are formed by combining variables and constants with the help of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Expressions are made up of terms, and a term is a product of factors. The coefficient is the numerical factor in the term. Terms which have the same algebraic factors are called like terms, and terms which have different algebraic factors are called unlike terms. Any expression with one or more terms is called a polynomial. Only like terms are added or subtracted during addition or subtraction of algebraic expressions.
So, what is COVID-19? Coronavirus disease 2019, also called COVID-19, is caused by a virus that can be passed from person to person. It first appeared in people in December 2019 and has quickly spread around the world. COVID-19 affects your respiratory system. In some cases, it can cause problems with your lungs, like pneumonia. There is a lot out there about COVID-19. Guidelines and recommendations are changing quickly as we learn more about the virus and how it acts. Trying to keep up with what to do and what not to do can be confusing and overwhelming. So let's break it down. Let's talk about what is going on and what practical steps you can take to keep you and those around you safe and healthy. How does COVID-19 spread? The virus is spread through droplets, so when an infected person coughs or sneezes, they project droplets of the virus out into the air. Those droplets then land on or are breathed in by other people. That's the most common way the virus can spread. Another way it can spread is when those infected droplets land on surfaces like door handles and elevator buttons. If a healthy person touches the surface that has droplets on it, and then touches their eyes, nose, or mouth, it's possible for them to get sick. These are gateways for the virus, so the less you touch them, the less chance there is for the virus to enter your body. That's why everyone keeps saying, don't touch your face. If the virus gets on your skin, like on your hand, you want to wash it off by using soap and water or hand sanitizer before it reaches your eyes, nose, or mouth. It may be possible for a person with COVID-19 to pass the virus to others when they aren't showing signs of being sick. This is called asymptomatic transmission. It often takes 2 to 14 days before people start to feel sick after being exposed to the virus. So you could be getting other people sick without knowing it. That's why when there are a lot of cases of COVID-19 in an area, leaders recommend staying home, unless you really need to do something, like get groceries. And if you are feeling sick, stay home and call your doctor. What are COVID-19 symptoms? Some signs of being sick with COVID-19 are a fever, cough, body aches, and trouble breathing. Some less common symptoms of the virus include headache, sore throat, runny nose, problems with sense of smell or taste, nausea, and diarrhea. I know it can seem like anything can be a symptom of the virus, so if you aren't feeling well, stay home and call your doctor. Most people who get the virus will experience mild symptoms. Some people won't experience any symptoms at all. Most people, including children, who get sick with COVID-19 can recover at home. But for some people, especially people who are 65 and above, people who have other health problems like lung conditions, diabetes, and heart disease, and for people whose immune system or infection-fighting system doesn't work so well. COVID-19 may lead to more serious problems that require hospitalization. What should I do if I'm feeling sick? If you are feeling sick, have a fever, cough, or are having trouble breathing, call your doctor or local urgent care facility. This is important. Call first. And if you are sick, cover your nose and mouth with a cloth mask, scarf, or handkerchief. It will help protect the people around you. If you live outside the United States, check with your National Health Agency on mask recommendations. When you call, your doctor can tell you what to do next. Some people may need to come in and be seen by a doctor, and some people may need to stay at home and limit their contact with other people. Your doctor can tell you what you should do. What should I do if I'm worried I've been exposed? Your chances of exposure to the virus that causes COVID-19 increase if you are within 6 feet of someone who is infected, about the length of a bed away from them. You live in or have traveled to a location that has a lot of cases, or you were at a crowded event with someone who is infected, like a party. If you think you've been exposed to someone who has COVID-19 but aren't having any symptoms, Call your doctor, hospital, local urgent care facility, or public health office. They can tell you what to do next. If you think you might have been exposed and you have symptoms like fever or cough, you should call before going to your doctor's office or to a hospital. Your doctor can tell you what to do and if you need to be seen in person. If you are asked to come to the hospital, you may be asked to follow special procedures, like using a special entrance away from other people and covering your nose and mouth. It's important to know that currently there is no proven treatment for COVID-19, but doctors can help support your breathing and make you as comfortable as possible. Most people will not need to stay in the hospital and will be able to make a complete recovery at home. What can I do to stay healthy? Wash your hands with soap and water. Really, I know it sounds simple, but it has a big impact. Basically, it's because soap breaks apart the container that holds the virus. Once the container is open, the virus just washes away with the water. For this to happen, you gotta spend some time washing your hands, and you need to scrub. You want to wash your hands for 20 seconds. That's the happy birthday song 2 times. You'll want to rub your hands together, clean your wrists, fingernails, in between your fingers, and dry your hands with a paper towel you can throw away. Lastly, turn the water off using the paper towel instead of your hand. Now, if you have kids in your household, make sure they're washing their hands this way too. If you aren't around soap and water, use hand sanitizer that is at least 60% alcohol. Make sure to rub it in until it's dry. What else can you do to stay healthy? You'll want to keep your distance from other people. This is called social distancing. And you really want to stay away from people who are visibly sick or coughing. If you can, work from home. And speaking of home, clean surfaces that you use frequently. Clean doorknobs, countertops, your phone screen, and other items you touch a lot. Lastly, it is a good idea to limit travel to places that have a lot of COVID-19 cases. Okay, let's talk for a quick minute about what doesn't help protect you against COVID-19. It doesn't help to hold your breath if someone sneezes or coughs around you. The virus can be passed in multiple ways, so not breathing around people doesn't really do anything. Let's also talk about masks. If you live in the United States, check cdc.gov/COVID-19 for the latest recommendations on masks and face coverings. If you live outside of the United States, check who.int or your national health agency for recommendations. How can I help slow the spread? I know COVID-19 sounds scary, but there are some good things to keep in mind. For most people, COVID-19 is a mild infection that is not life-threatening. You can do a lot to keep yourself and others healthy by washing your hands, staying away from people who are sick, wearing a face covering, and practicing social distancing. Remember, if you are feeling sick, stay home and call your doctor. By taking these practical steps, you can protect yourself and those around you and help slow the spread of the virus. And you can stay up to date with the latest guidelines and recommendations at www.who.int or your national health agency.